and baloney, kicking it like a rolling, chilling with my homies. Chicken wing, hot dog and baloney, kicking it like a rolling, chilling with my homies.
All right. Welcome to the other 98% podcast. And I'm here with Jacob Beville. And he knows me as the worst arm wrestler in the world, which is great. So the reason I named it the other 98 podcast is one, it was a suggestion. And two, you know, all the interviews out there are like the top 2% best people in the world. There's no interviews of like anyone under that at all. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I wanted to do something like that for beginners so they could watch what other beginners go through in the first couple years of arm wrestling.
Gotcha.
So for, how long have you been arm wrestling?
September was my 1 year. September, I think it was 14th is when I had it in my Snapchat memories or whatever. Is when my first day in the gym training for arm wrestling. So
Nice.
year and some change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on a specific team that you associate with?
No, I'm not. I'm not on a specific team, but I'm coached by Engin Terzi, best coach I could ask for, and I'm coached by other people too. Engin's giving me a lot of different workouts to do. He's gone over my techniques with me. He's sat down with me. We video chat with each other. But I get information from all over the place. You're never supposed to. I think that was one of the problems that I ran into. I would find someone that could beat the shit out of me over and over again, and then I would take their word as gospel in the beginning.
Right.
But then I would watch them get their ass kicked.
Right.
And I was like, so you don't limit yourself to just one person or just one option.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in a kind of a unique situation. Engin Terzi is one of the undisputed best pound for pound arm wrestlers of all time, up there with John Brzenk. John Brzenk says that himself. He's 143 pounds, couple world titles. He's coached world champions, national champions. I'm in a bit of a unique situation, but I still take in information from other people too. Like AB Simon, for example, has been helping me out some too. He's really good. He's from around here in Virginia.
That's cool.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome, man. And it's funny because like so many, when you're new, everybody gives you their opinion and what you should be doing.
Everyone wants to tell you why they're right.
Right, and it doesn't necessarily work for you. So you have to kind of filter out that stuff and find what works for you. Like some people will walk up and be like, pronate on this guy. And you're like, dude, I've been trying to.
It's like, what do you think I'm trying to do?
Yeah, I've been trying to for 15 minutes. I can't do it. I'm not strong enough yet, So it's funny, as a new guy, like the older guys, they probably forget what it was like being a new guy, and they're there like, do this, and it's not so easy,
My thing is like, never take advice from somebody that doesn't have a pedigree. Is what I would say.
Yeah.
I don't mean like a world national type pedigree. All I'm saying is if you find one dude that can beat you, he's not going to be the best.
Right.
Unless you pull John Brzenk or Levin or whoever else. They're not the best.
Right.
Just find someone that, has expertise in the sport, has a pedigree, knows what they're talking about, and has the hardware to back it up. Not even the hardware, just the titles to back it up.
Yeah. Right.
Engin Terzi, world champion. I will take what he says as gospel. What he's told me has helped me come leaps and bounds, and he helps me more every day. AB Simon, also champion.
Yeah.
Vice president of the PAF, I believe.
That's cool.
They got it. That's who I take my advice from.
Right.
And I don't try to teach people new stuff that I just come up with. I'll show somebody like, hey, this is how I top roll. It's not the way to top roll. It's how I do it. If it works for you, it works for you.
Right.
I'm 6 foot, 180 pounds. I'm lanky. So, I can post up. I can go sideways. I can pronate through. That's what I can do.
Yeah.
But I'm not like obviously I'm not like a super deep inside hooker because my arms are like 10 feet long, so it's kind of hard to get compact, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Makes sense. How'd you get into arm wrestling?
Oh man, I watched it for a couple of years before I actually really started competing or training for it. But then I forgot how it was. I was talking to a buddy. We went to I went with my buddy to a girl's party that he was interested in, and he said something about me getting into arm wrestling. She said, "Oh, my friend does that," and I got introduced to this friend, who then introduced me to Chris Tiller from Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been around for a long time. He's been training for a long time, and he got me started training.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is cool. And I also went to that was back in last September. And then a month after in October, I went to my first tournament in Oakland, Maryland. Got demolished. I mean, I won 2 matches left-handed, and I won 1 match right-handed. And I was happy just to get a win, to be honest with you. It's like, hey, look, I drove 4.5 hours to win one. I won one. Cool.
Yeah.
And met a guy that I was on a team with for a while. His name is Zach Lee. He taught me a lot too. And just went from there. And Zach actually gave me he's the one that first wrote me like my first training plan. Zach Lee was.
That's cool.
And you know, it really laid the foundation for like how I can pull right-handed. I say that because like this is gonna go into why like well, I want to lead off by saying like I know we're kind of getting off track here, but it's like one thing that I would say for people getting into arm wrestling is everyone wants to do side pressure. Everyone sees Todzilla stuff. Don't do it off the bat.
Yeah.
You will fuck your elbows up.
Oh yeah.
Bad.
Yep.
I gave myself tendonitis so bad I had to go get a cortisone shot because
Yeah.
I did it so much my first few months, you know. And like my side pressure is okay now because I nearly blew my arm off right-handed, but left-handed is just not the same. You know, I'm always going to be kind of mismatched with that.
Yeah. I don't feel like you have to train side pressure in the beginning because you get enough of it in table time.
That's exactly correct.
You know, like every time I've tried to go hard on side pressure in the gym, dude, I end up hurt. Or
it sucks.
Yeah, and then you got to take time off from arm wrestling, and it's like
it's
not worth
it. Say if you're gonna train side pressure,
yeah,
like do it on a Friday just so you can rest 3 days. You know, just because it's awful, man. Because it's all
that
elbow.
pain is awful. Yeah,
it's all elbow.
Like luckily now I'm at the point where, like before, like when I first started, like you know, you go to practice and then, I mean, your arm might hurt for a week. You know, and it was hard to balance, like, when do you do your workouts in between that? Because you need to take 3 days off to be able to lift heavy again. And then you lift heavy, and then you get to practice, and now you feel weak because you just worked out. So it's hard to find that balance at first.
That was a huge thing for me. When I first got into it, I wanted to pull all the time. I mean, all the time. I could get on the table every day, no matter how much pain I was in.
Right.
But could I lift every day? No, my elbows hurt.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to force yourself, like, hey, I'll go this week, skip next week.
Yeah.
You know? Because then you have to make sure you get your lifts in.
Right.
Because you can learn everything you need to on an arm wrestling table, but you have to supplement it with gym work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yeah, because when I first started, everybody was just taking my hand, taking my wrist. And it took that happening for a little while for me to go, all right, that's my
all right.
I need to just like shred my wrist and hand in the gym. And then once I started doing that constantly, like
thousands of reps.
Yeah, I just started losing less and less and less. You know what I mean? And you start to feel stronger, and it's like it makes a difference quickly.
It really I agree. A lot of people get upset because then their forearms don't get like, you know, massive overnight. My forearms aren't massive. But I mean, I've still been told I have a pretty decent hand and wrist.
Yeah.
It's just how you train them all the time. Just because they're not huge doesn't mean they're not like dense. They're not strong.
You know, I try to do something wrist and hand almost every
day.
Yeah. just to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if I overdo it, I'll feel weak in practice, but I'm like, I don't care because I'm not at practice to like win.
It's not tourney time. Yeah,
Right.
practice.
So yeah.
Practice is, there is no losing at practice. I feel like that's a
Right.
big thing too, because that was one of my big things. I was like, man, I'm getting my freaking ass whooped.
Yeah.
This sucks. But it's like looking back and like you don't lose in practice.
Right.
You learn.
Yeah.
You don't lose. It's not a
Right.
tournament. You learn.
Yeah. That's the place you try things.
Yeah.
You know? And not everyone looks at it that way. There's guys that go to practice just to slam people, and it's like, you know what? I just avoid. I avoid them. Yeah, I
That's
just
how
avoid
people
those
get hurt.
guys. Exactly. Yeah. And it doesn't benefit me or them really.
Yeah, these people that want to stroke their own egos, they just
Yeah.
want to slam everybody. But those are the same guys that also get pissed off when they get pinned. So it's like,
oh yeah, especially if it's in a tournament.
Oh yeah, dude! Don't even get me started on that. I've seen my fair share of that.
So I've seen like in the past you've done a couple like challenge matches here and there, and recently you did a couple. Do you like doing challenge matches? Like, is that something you like to do?
Oh, I love challenge matches. I like the idea of challenge matches because those are like absolute. Like if you beat someone in a 3 out of 5 challenge match, there's really not much room to say, oh, this guy did this, and
right,
this. You had 3 different tries.
Right.
To get your shit together.
It's not one win where the guy's going to be telling his buddies like, "Oh, he false started," or something.
Like, oh, dude, I lost in the finals because the dude false started.
Yeah, or it was a bad ref, bad reffing.
It's not going to be, oh, he false started 3 different times. Like, no, you just lost. I've been fortunate enough that my training has been paying off for me.
That's good.
I am perfectly aware I'm due for an ass whooping soon by somebody. Somebody's going to do it.
Dude, Ed has some interest.
He's
got some interest in a possible.
Ed's a strong dude, man.
He definitely is. Yeah.
He's always been very good to me. He trains very hard. He does powerlifting, strongman, bodybuilding, and all that good stuff. Extremely good work ethic. That's a pretty lofty goal, and that's what I'm striving. That's what I'm training for right now.
That's good.
We'll get up there.
Yeah.
I think he's 180-ish, 180, maybe 185. I'm sitting around 175 to 180.
Yeah.
I could probably put on some weight. I could stand to put on some weight and beef up there to him. I'm sure if we got within like 5 or so pounds of each other, we'd be all right.
Yeah.
I like his style I like challenge matches too because it makes you think. I like to like problem solve and strategize because obviously I'm not going to lay like the whole game plan out on here, but if you have a guy that likes the top roll, for example, like okay, I know where he's going.
Yeah.
And if I think I have more power than he does, I'm not going to hold on to him.
Right.
We'll just go the strap and we'll see who has the better strap setup.
Yeah.
Or if hooking, if someone's going to try to hook me, I'm setting just like that.
Yeah.
Straight back.
Right.
And call it a day. But I just like being able to analyze how people pull,
Yeah.
Like I'll watch Ed. I watch Drew. I watch John. I watch Steve. And I watched how they pull. I've pulled Steve before. I've pulled all of them before. But it's like how someone pulls at practice versus like in a tournament is different. That's why it's crucial to watch people's tournament matches, their matches. And it is crucial to watch practice too. But yet, I say their starts is how I would say how they start.
Yeah.
Because if they're slow, if they're a catcher, if they want to go, you have to watch for what they want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I did for the 2 recent ones, Drew and John. I knew where Drew was going. He was confident in his hand and wrist in the first match we had right-handed, and I broke his hand back and I pinned him. And second match, went to go high again, and he had gripped me lower, and he caught me. And I just set in the hook with him and got myself together. And he was palm up, and he was digging his elbow back, which wasn't a good move. He should have been having it forward, which we went over that later. And I pinned him that way. And third round was similar. And John's a hooker too. Right-handed, seemed he's a hooker too. And I just did the same thing for him. I've been told I'm pretty quick, but I like people knowing that I'm pretty quick, because then when I stop somebody or they stop me and I'm comfortable, they're like, "Oh shit, what do I do?" You know.
Yeah.
I train endurance just as much as I do strength. I never trained speed. I've never trained speed a day in my life, ever. And something Engen had taught me, it was never train speed, train power. Because when you train power, you can move at whatever speed you want to,
That's good. That's
because they can't
yeah,
stop you.
that makes sense.
So if you can move
Yeah.
and you keep your integrity and you keep that strength and you can keep it through your hit,
Mm-hmm.
that's how you flash people.
Right.
Not just because they're not ready.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't have that strength and you hit, you're bending your own wrist.
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
you know,
you're just you're over here.
yeah.
You know, you're just here. If they stop you, you're right
opening up.
here, and then you lose.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, and that's a cool quote, kind of, you know.
Shout out to Coach Engen.
Yeah, that's good. Not that he'll probably watch this, but
Yeah,
still...
no, he definitely won't waste his time with
No,
this.
dude,
Right?
no, yeah. No,
He
even,
might. I don't know.
even low-level guys don't waste their time watching
Yeah,
it. It's just
I'll just send it to him and
yeah.
ask him to watch it.
Yeah, he'll be like, "What the hell is this, dude?"
He is the best coach anyone could ask for, man. I tell you what. I mean,
That's
we're in
cool.
contact all the time. We have video conferences once a week.
Yeah.
Good guy.
And it seems like a lot of guys now that are further up the ladder are starting to like do training programs for people.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really good for the sport. I feel like some of the guys that are doing training programs don't quite have the pedigree to be teaching new arm wrestler stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. If someone's willing to pay for it, why not?
Hey, look.
Yeah.
Get it how you live it. If that's your hustle and people are going to give you money, take that money and you run.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm not going to talk about anybody's hustle. You get money how you get it. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of training is good. I mean, you know, if someone's been pulling a lot longer than you and they have a decent training thing down, it may not be tailored to you specifically, but at least you're getting out there and working out and doing something, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's one way to look at it, I guess. Now that you have like a good year in plus, is there anything you would have done differently in the beginning in the way you train?
Absolutely. Oh my God. Like we said earlier, dude, stay away from side pressure if you're just getting into it. Everyone wants to do it. Everyone wants side pressure. Everyone always hears about side pressure. Just being able to dough blow somebody this way. Yeah, well, it's all fun and games until you don't have an elbow. Right. You know, and then you're out of the gym, you're out of pulling for a couple of weeks. Just, I'd say, focus on cup, rising, and pronation. Yeah. 3 things to focus on if you're new for the first 6 months. That's all you need to do. Yeah. That's it. That and isometrics. That's it. Yeah. And train your hand and wrist every day, and you'd be fantastic. If I could go back and do that, forget about it. Oh yeah, dude. Like when I first started, I was thinking like, oh, I'm getting pinned, so I need to strengthen my arm. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like focusing on that. bicep. Yeah, bicep, and then lat pulls and stuff like that, which, I mean, it did help, but it doesn't matter how strong you are there if your hand and your wrist can't take it. You know? Exactly. If they can take that, it doesn't matter how strong your arm is. Well, unless you're Chuck Ryder, because then he's just strong enough to just, good old Chucky. Dude, that man is so funny. You had to bring him up. You had to bring him up, dude. Yeah, you should get him. We're actually okay now. You gotta get him on here, dude. Dude, me and him are okay now. Yeah, we worked out our differences. Yeah. Oh yeah, I thought I had seen. Well, he sent me the threatening message and him like punching his hand, saying that's gonna be me. That was for you. Yeah. So, you know, once we got past that, it was okay. You know. Oh my goodness.
But he got,
man.
you know, he got pretty mad at me for trolling him.
Pillow Bandit strikes again.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't think I trolled him that bad, but I got him on a bad day, and then it just escalated, and then it got personal.
He's good at heart, man.
Yeah.
He's good at heart. All of us.
He blocked. I was blocked. I've been blocked.
I know plenty of people that don't like me, dude. In the
Yeah.
Armwrestling world, it is.
I know plenty of people that don't like you either.
I'm glad.
No,
It means we probably know the same people.
I'm just kidding. Dude.
I wasn't.
Dude, you know Corey Dupree. He's a
dude,
good friend of mine from New Hampshire.
Love that man. That man
Yeah.
is so funny.
He is a funny kid, dude. He's awesome.
He's a good guy. He's really good people too. I talk to
Yeah.
him often, like whenever a challenge matches come up.
He's
You
actually
know,
the one who
Steve-
got me into arm wrestling. Was like, stop fucking off in your gym and get to a practice. And I was like, okay, dude.
Okay, damn. Like,
Yeah. But he was absolutely 100% right. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, you know, how many videos you watch. There is nothing like table time. Like, you have to experience
Nothing, 'cause
that.
table time in itself is a workout, and people
Yeah.
I think people see like table time as like a fun thing. Like, treat practice how you're going to treat how you pull. You practice how you pull.
Right.
There needs to be ready goes. That's pros have been saying it. There has to be ready goes. You know, no just slow pulling in practice, because you're not going to just slow pull in a tournament. And if you're not so used to someone slamming their weight on your arm,
Yeah.
then what are you going to do?
I know. I feel like some practices, they've lost sight of what a practice should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard people charging people to go to practices and shit, just money grubbing over and over and over again. And I'm just sitting here like, dude.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sitting there like, dude, come on, man.
Oh,
Like, you
man.
want to charge people to practice for arm wrestling? Like, dude.
Yeah.
First of all, who are you to do that? People like, that's not what we're about. That's not what we're supposed to be about. And they're using it as a marketing opportunity, you know? Practices should be like to welcome newcomers in, like, hey, let us show you what we know so we can get you in the sport. Not, hey, give me $5 and I'll beat the shit out of your arm for an hour.
Yeah. Right. You're paying for an ass kicking.
Yeah, pretty much. That's essentially what it was.
Yeah.
I got my first few months in arm wrestling were extremely humbling, because I would meet people that I would, I'm gonna smoke this dude,
Yeah.
and then whoom, I just get dough glued.
Yeah.
First person that ever happened to me too, his name was Tyler Moon. Went to that. He doesn't get out very much, but I would put him against literally almost any 165, 170 puller that I know.
Yeah.
His hand is ridiculous. I've seen him beat Tim Lewis in like a legit right-handed hook, like starting the hook. Yeah, he's legit, man. He
That's awesome.
he just didn't get out very much. He's on Team Blackout up there in Pennsylvania with Zach Lee. I remember because I think what's his name, Mike. Yeah, Big Mike. He was refereeing. And the first thing he said to me, I knew it was bad when he said this. When I walked up there, I was feeling hyped up, and he was like, yeah, you drew a good one. That's Mooney. And I was like, who the fuck's this guy? He's like, I'm just going to blow his arm off. And we gripped up, and I felt his hand. This kid's been welded since he was, like, in the womb. So his hand's like a rock.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it seems I've made an error. And then next thing you know, it's like, ready, go. And it's like, oh, I'm just looking at my hand, like, not even on the pad, on the table. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's how it's gonna
and
go.
we've had a couple guys come into our practice off the street that have that strength right from day one.
They just freaks, man.
They just don't have the technique yet.
It's not fair.
But once because once they get the technique, they're gonna just be ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm just joking when I say it's not fair. I'm happy for them. They need to go far. If they're good at this, that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
But you take someone off the street that's never heard of arm wrestling, and then they start just beating people with like no technique.
Yeah. And you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
What But then you get the opposite where you have these big strong guys coming in that are like right out of the gym.
Baby
they
wrists.
get their asses beat, dude.
Baby wrists.
And then they never come back. Because in their mind, they're like, oh, I could bench 350. I'm going to smoke all these dudes. And they come in and they're getting their ass kicked by a 150-pound kid.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just crushes their ego and they never come back.
Talk about Corey Dupree. He's that kid. He's the guy. He's the guy
he
that
can
does
do
that to big people.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
want to talk
definitely.
about speed? That's a fast dude right there. I saw him. I met him at the World Qualifiers
Hmm.
in Jersey, in Atlantic City, this past
Yeah.
past summer.
Yeah. He took
Dude.
first there.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah. It was
That's
that mullet, dude.
he was the
That
mullet,
mullet. Like,
dude.
he cut it now. Like, I don't know if he's as good now.
Yeah,
Who
he's
knows?
so slick. Just
Yeah.
boom. It's
Yeah.
just ridiculous. I was watching. I was like, oh my god,
But he's got a few more years than us in.
Yeah.
But still, he's just
He's up there.
yeah, he is. I mean, he told me like that was his first time like really beating Black Ice in a tournament. So he was
Went
like,
right
he
over.
was very happy that.
Yeah, he went right
So,
over.
yeah. There's a couple guys that come to the Philly practice that are in that same weight range. Like, have you ever pulled Vadim?
Vadim German? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Vadim.
He's a strong little fella.
Yeah.
He's
He's
for
got
his
really
size.
strong. His left-handed hook is legit. He'll sit there for like 3 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah,
chill.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He comes to Philly practice sometimes.
Yeah, he's good people.
All those Russian dudes are strong as shit, dude.
I think the number one thing I would tell a new Jake, like if I was speaking to myself back last September, I'd be like, get a training table, a half table.
Yeah.
Take it to the gym with you.
Yeah.
I work in a gym right now. I keep it in the gym. That's what I work out with when I work out.
That's cool.
That's my arm wrestling move. I don't do table curls with the dumbbells and any of that dumb shit. I get on the cable. I get my handle, my rolling handle. I think I have it over here. This right here is my best friend.
Nice.
It is a couple-inch wooden dowel with a seatbelt tacked on with tacks.
Yep.
Nails. And that's all I do.
Yeah.
I want to work my hand and wrist. I'll roll it up, one roll, attach this to a cable hook, and just do that. Reps of 20.
Do you do that with your elbow on the pad?
Yep.
Yeah.
I sit this right there on my practice table, and I would just do this, and I would drag it back just like I'm trying to start. Just a movement how it would be on the table, and then I'll finish those reps. Then I'll start going through all the motions,
Yep.
And then I also have this handle, Mazurenko Konik handle.
Yeah.
This is amazing as well. I love that. Alex Bezizikov gave me that.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, man.
He's a beast too, dude.
He's okay. No, I'm just playing. He's amazing. Yeah, he's awesome.
Well, you like me have been to some of those big Morocco practices, dude.
I'm still trying to figure out if there's going to be another one in December.
There was supposed to be.
I'm going to have to ask him about it. But those are
I think he was planning to have a big one, and now I think he's trying to downsize it because of the COVID shit. So I don't know. It was supposed to be on the 5th because if Lachlan Adair was able to come over here, Todd was going to arm wrestle him at Morocco's big practice for that match.
Tough.
Dude, can you imagine? That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
To be there,
Oh, for sure.
You didn't make it to the second big one, dude.
No, I couldn't, man.
It was good. It was good.
I'm sure. Was it better than the first one?
It was different because there was some people were there and some people weren't, and like Ron Bath was there.
That's so cool.
That was cool. He was so much bigger in person than
Ron Bath.
Yeah, because
on 240 pounds.
Bro,
He's like
on TV though, he's near other monstrous guys, so he looks smaller.
Just normal, yeah.
Yeah. So then you see him in person, and you're like, "What the hell, dude? This dude's a monster." So I heard the same thing about John Brezink too. Like he's a lot bigger in person too.
Sure, he's like 200 and some pounds. He's not a small dude by any means.
Right. But when you see him on TV, he's usually arm wrestling someone a lot bigger than him, so he looks smaller than he is.
Yeah, he's like next to Travis, or he's next to
these monsters.
Yeah.
But
crazy,
it's just amazing how there's times where I'm arm wrestling someone at practice and I'm getting my ass kicked, and someone like will come up and just make a small adjustment to what I'm doing,
And it
and
completely
and then
changes the way
now
you do it.
now I'm crushing them from one little hand movement, dude. I'm like,
It's all angles, man.
like,
It's all hand and wrist is so much of arm wrestling, man. That's why you have
Yeah.
to train it every day.
yep,
Rising,
agree.
cupping, pronation, and your isometrics to get your bicep
Yeah.
lock right. Just keep it.
yeah. I wish I had started it right from day one,
Me too.
but
Me too.
it took a little bit to realize that that's what you need to do, you know.
Me too.
And nobody really tells you that, you know, like.
I mean, it's getting
Even the
better
guys who've
now.
been doing it for a long time, they're not like, this is what you need to do first. You know, they're just like, you know, work out basically and go home and do some specific things, work this, work that. But if someone would have said, dude, focus on hand control at first, that would have been so helpful.
Oh, I would have been doing
You know
that
what I
all the time.
Yeah, all day long, just that. Yeah, it makes such a big difference. Now that I'm actually doing it, I'm starting to see a difference at practice, you know?
Before I had like an actual coach, I had reached out to so many people, and I think we talked about this. Jordan Davis is the one who talked to me about hand control and stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
I said, dude.
And you said he does like low rep. I mean,
He does
high rep, low weight, like all, like just constantly. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's awesome.
He's like, you know, he was awesome, dude, super generous, and was like, hey, sorry I don't get on Instagram a lot, but one thing I would say is to ask him how his hand and wrist is like iron. He called him the reacher because, you know, whatever. And I was like, how are you doing it?
Yeah.
He's like, it's thousands of controlled reps. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 1, 2. And it's just over and over and over again. Like there's a guy, Rick Layton said something about him. There's a guy who's one of the best arm wrestlers to ever come out of North or South Carolina. Did like sets of 115 with wrist curls.
Wow.
It was like just 20 pounds, just 1, 2, go all the way up to 115, and just did that all the time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be able to budge that probably.
No.
Not with just my wrist.
115 reps.
Oh, of 20 pounds?
Yes.
Oh, I probably wouldn't make that
I would
either.
die
Yeah.
at like 30. Like,
you know who could probably do that, dude?
Who?
Dave Shell.
Dude,
bro, listen.
He could probably go up and beyond that.
He doesn't
forever
get tired.
No.
He has stamina. Like he doesn't get lactic acid buildup in his arm at all.
You will see him get his shit rocked for the first half hour of practice.
Yeah.
And then it slowly starts
and
going
then he
up
starts
and up
beating
and
everyone.
up and
Yeah.
up and up. Yeah.
He does that stamina challenge too, dude. He did it with this kid. I don't know if you know him, Josh Musser.
Yeah. I watched that.
For 20 minutes.
Where they just steam and egged and just
stay in the middle, and they're just like constant pressure to see who will just give up first. Most of the guys at our practice can only go like 2 minutes tops with them. And Josh went 20 minutes with him, but he got into like a shoulder press, so it was just like he's hanging out. But Dave did not give up for 20 minutes.
He wasn't working. Yeah, I was gonna say he wasn't working if he was like this.
Right, but Dave was just flat-handed like that for 20 minutes, dude. I'm like, that's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. Like he's got that.
Kill for his endurance, dude. That's awesome.
And he's actually changed his game up a little. Like, you know, for the longest time, he just stays flat and just goes. Now he's starting to hit now and then, which it's throwing people off because you do not expect that from Dave Shell because he always did the same thing for so long.
Professor.
Yeah. I interviewed him too, dude. That went on.
I watched it.
I was like, everybody was like, dude, you were being an asshole and like eating lettuce and doing stupid things and fucking sniffing white out. But I warned Dave in advance that I was going to be doing retarded things. So
yeah,
I didn't do that like without him knowing. Like he was okay with it. Because some people are like, dude, you're being
he's really easygoing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Like I talk to him a lot just because he's he's at my practice all the time.
Yeah.
And everybody else's practice. But he's a good dude.
Yeah, man. A lot of good people in arm wrestling. There's always some bad apples, but you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any anybody in your sights for maybe some future super matches coming up?
Oh, Ed's definitely up there, dude. I mean, he's
Now that he mentioned you, you have to.
yeah.
You know?
I mean,
Now you gotta
I've
do
talked
it.
to I've talked to someone about. I talked to a couple people about it, not just
Yeah.
one person. But you know, Ed's got me by strength, obviously, bodybuilding and everything else. I mean, we've gripped up before, just practiced. You know, we haven't like pulled, but like just like side table type stuff, and you know, he's done stuff to me, and I've done stuff to him.
He's fucking deadlifting on the way to practice, dude, and doing
no,
squats and shit. And
yeah, no, he gets his car to practice like the Flintstone way. He just picks the bitch up and carries it. Yeah,
he's like doing strongman shit.
He's a strong dude, man.
He is strong.
I think that's a really good goal for me to work towards. And I think in the near future, we're probably gonna organize that. I'd like to.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean,
Ed's always been good as gold to me.
Yeah,
I just think that'd be a really cool match.
And he actually brought it up. He didn't bring it up like I want to smash this dude. He brought it up like he thinks that you would be a good challenge for him too. So
maybe. I would definitely be the underdog coming into that though, and I could say that with it's whatever. Because you know he's strong, man. I'd have to be crafty to do something, you know.
Throw him off his game. You just got to troll him a little. He doesn't like it. Trust me.
Just kiss him around the forehead before the match.
Yeah. Just troll him. He gets very upset. I know firsthand, dude.
No, I don't. I'm not going to troll. I don't.
No, he's a good dude.
I'm not huge on shit talking unless someone starts shit talking me. You know, if someone starts being shitty, I'm just going to whoop your ass, and I'm going to let everyone know I just whooped your ass.
Yeah. Like, I mostly troll myself. That way, the other person, they have nothing because I trolled myself. So they don't have anything to troll me with because I've already done it.
It's like, I'm not the best arm wrestler. I'm not even a good arm wrestler. So when I beat someone, I was like, dude, I fucking suck. You're real shit. Like you're awful.
That's why I'm the worst arm wrestler in the world, dude. Because what more can someone say to me? Like, oh, whoop your ass. No shit. Yeah.
It's like, no, actually, I'm not garbage. I am the worst.
Yeah. They're like, I'm gonna smash you. I'm like, no shit, dude. I know you are. You know, like. You know, but I also don't take it as serious. Like you definitely take it more serious than me. But you're young. You know, like to me, it's still like a hobby.
You have a baby you need to hold.
Yeah, and I'm just getting into. You know, like I'm not at that point where I'm like hardcore training to win tournaments yet.
Right.
If ever, I don't know. We'll see. You know.
Oh, dude, you definitely are.
I don't want to lose my status as the worst arm wrestler in the world, so I got to be careful, you know. Yeah. Like people will come on on this and talk and be like, "Oh, you beat so and so," and I'm like, "No, I didn't."
No, it didn't happen.
Don't say that.
Lower your voice.
But I hook, so like in the beginning, like I had a lot of elbow pain because most people start with top rolling.
Yeah.
And I started hooking, but it just felt more comfortable to me, so I just stuck with it. You know?
I fell into kind of like I wanted to start top rolling, but everyone said like you need to have a hook. You get stuck in a strap, everyone can hook. Not everyone can top roll, you know. There's advantages and disadvantages to having longer arms and shorter arms and all that good stuff. So I got to start hooking too. That's why I said train isometrics a lot. Todd Hutchings talks a lot about isometrics and elbow pain. Something else I wish I would have known about when I first started was JM presses. Because
that would have been nice.
Elbow savers. I've had almost zero elbow pain. I mean, I'm good to go. If I do hard table time, I'm good to go in like 2 days, maybe a day. Like just straight. I don't get elbow pain anymore, dude.
Yeah, me either.
I get bicep pain. Like I get how I pull, I get right here in my bicep. Not in my elbow, not in my like pronator, just right there.
Yeah. Now what do you do for that? Do you like just do like
bunch of reps.
some light work just to get the blood flowing and stuff like that?
Just enough to strain where I could do 15 or 20 reps and get some blood flow in it.
Yeah. Now, are you doing like a lot of high rep stuff like Reacher told you to do? Like
with hand and wrist?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
I have other stuff too. I have my own plan that I've come up with that like coach has given me exercises to do, and I have my own set for building strength. I do pyramid like 10, 8, 6, 4, like get a 1 rep max.
Yeah.
Okay, take 85% of that, 80% of that, do it for 10 reps.
Right.
Next week, do it for 8. And then you increase that 80 to 85 or to 90 and so on.
Yeah. That's cool.
I mean, 75, not 85. Jesus Christ. So it's like, so let's say your 1 rep max is 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So start at 75% of your max. Do it 10 times. So 75 pounds. Rep it 10 times. Do it all throughout a week. Next week, do 80, 8, 85, and just keep going, and you'll get to like 105 pounds or pounds. It only takes a couple pounds of force to win an arm wrestling match, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I've checked out you know how like Ryan Bowen and Lachlan Adair are doing their training thing. I checked out their whole routine, and you know, people were talking shit about it, and you know, oh, they're charging.
People always got something to say.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, they're giving you like a 3-day workout per week for the month, and it's kind of similar to what you were just saying. And they're also doing a video for every single exercise, so you can see exactly what they're talking about. You know, because some stuff you don't understand what the hell they're saying. Like they probably made up the fucking move, you know, or whatever. You know, and you need to see it to know what it is.
Like they're showing you their way of doing it.
Right.
And they're national level arm wrestlers. They're the best
and
in
they put
Australia.
all that time into setting up that program, making the videos, and they'll do one-on-one chats with you. And to me, like, if you're like a newer puller and
that means a lot to people. The pros take the time.
Right. Yeah. And you like those guys, I don't see a problem with paying to do their workout, you know? Coach Ray does workouts for people. There's lots of guys that do it, and they just don't advertise it, you know?
Right, exactly. But like
99% of the advertising it.
Yeah.
You know?
99% of people that criticize like Coach Ray or Ryan Bowen or Lachlan cannot touch them on a table. So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like if you beat them and say, okay, your exercise program sucks, like, okay, you can say that you got a little bit of merit, but 99% of people can't.
And they always make Ryan Bowen out to be like the underdog, and he actually comes through. He's actually
awesome.
He fucking comes through and kills it. And then they're like, oh, yeah, it was the strap or, you know, whatever. But, you know, I think it's cool what he's doing. And then now he's making money, and now he's like putting up money. And he's like, if you win, you don't have to pay me, but I'll pay you $500 if you beat me. Like that's awesome, dude.
That is awesome.
You know, good for him, man. And I think he's done a lot for the sport just from his YouTube channel.
Him and Devin both have just
Armbet, dude. We've got like 6 to 10 new guys in Philly from Armbet.
There's a group when I went and pulled Drew up in Harrisonburg, wherever JMU is up here in Virginia.
Yeah.
All those guys are from Armbet. And you know, there's an arm wrestling club at JMU. I think Robin Lagodka started it. Awesome dude. He's one of the most genuinely nice people I've ever met in my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the sport's growing, man.
It's growing.
It's a great thing.
Yeah. That's the thing, like Devin, like some of his videos that he posted, like he might not arm wrestle for much longer, but he's always going to advocate for the sport, you know? And like in our area, like Paul Lynn does a lot for the sport too, you know? Like
Paul Lynn is
such a nice guy.
Every pro you've met, I've met at some point. You know, every pro I've met, you've met at some point because we've been all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul Lynn is such a good dude, man. Always, he'll take time to get on the table with you and show you stuff. He'll talk to you. He doesn't act high and mighty. He's literally the most humble arm wrestler, like pro arm wrestler I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Dude,
the practice I met you at, I was going there to meet him because me and him talk a lot online. And I walk in, he wasn't there yet. And all of a sudden I turn around and Todd Hutchins sitting there, dude. And I'm like, I was like, oh my God, dude, what the fuck is going on?
No, I walked in there and like.
And then Travis walks in and all these people. I'm like, oh my God, dude, what is going on?
Yeah, I was my buddy.
Like
he called me, he said, bro, Todd Hutchings is here. I was like, no.
I'm on my way.
Way. No, I mean, I was pulling up, and I was like, dude, I was walking here. Todd Hutchings is here. I was like, no way. You're bullshitting.
Right.
Because, he was my favorite puller.
Yeah.
Todd was. He was my favorite puller. And I walked in, and he's sitting right there at the bar, and I was like,
Dude, because I got there, and like there weren't that many people there yet, and he's just sitting at the bar there, and I'm like,
so hi.
Dude, I like pulled out my phone, and I'm like texting people. I'm like, no fucking way, Todd Hutchins is here. And then I'm like trying to snap a picture of him without him noticing. You know what I mean? It was like, I got to send this out to the whole team.
Exactly.
Then the second practice, the second big one, everyone from Philly went because the first one was so awesome. And me and Dave Shell were like the only two from that area that went. So once they heard about that, they were like, I got to go to the next one.
It was awesome, man.
It was fun, dude.
Todd Hutchings is a really good dude too. He's funny.
Yeah,
because I remember I was pulling him. And like I was just woo, and he just wasn't moving. He's letting me pull, and he grabbed me like halfway down my forearm and just hold me, and I was just, it was so humbling, dude. I was like, come on, man, like give me something, and I was like, God damn, you're like a brick wall. And he said, your wall wishes, and then just pulls me over, and I was like, I got that on video actually. It was.
I think I got some video of you pulling with Travis too.
Oh, dude, Travis, like, easy, son. It's okay.
Yeah, he's like, don't break your own arm. You went to train with him a little bit too.
Yeah, I went to train with Travis. Yeah. He had a lot of good advice too.
Yeah, that's not that it's a problem, but like those guys are showing you how they arm wrestle.
That's
so
the thing.
It may not work for you, but it's still cool to go train with these guys. You know what I mean?
See. There is no right way to top roll. There is no right way to hook.
Yeah.
There's basics on the movements, but how you do it is completely unique to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Even
I'm not going to top roll. I'm not going to top roll the same way, say, you top roll, or same way Steve Demet tries to top roll.
I don't even think I've ever tried to top roll.
Yeah.
I'm just always going to a hook and go for it.
Yeah, just bonk.
Yeah, let it rip.
Like just everyone has their own way of training and doing things. Some are better than others, and some aren't. I've been called out a few times. I got called out, the last 2 times by Drew and John. It was just like, it's not because of, I've just been out and about. I would every new person needs to travel, man. Don't get caught up staying in your state. Drive 4.5 hours. Drive 6 hours to a big ass practice because it'll be good for you. Stay the night in a shitty motel if you have to. I've done that a couple times.
It's worth it, dude. Just pulling with different people and different styles gives you a lot of experience.
You just gotta meet people. You gotta learn. Because there's no right way to do things. There's just take everything from everybody with a grain of salt that doesn't have, the pedigree to back it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I take Engen Terzi's word as gospel when it comes to top roll.
Yeah.
And it has helped me leaps and bounds. He's not even showing me his way.
Yeah.
I mean, how he trains, yes. But he looked at how I'm built and how I like to pull on the table and was like, okay, this is what you're missing. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And
and someone like him has pulled every style out there. So
every style.
I'm sure he can look at someone like you and go and look at how you pull and give you a pretty good idea of what's best for you.
Yeah.
Or at least closer than you probably know yourself, just because
absolutely.
he has so much experience.
Yeah, he was like, we were talking about it a while ago. He's like, we set up. I showed him videos of me setting up and hitting 2 hooks or whatever. He's like, you? He's actually like, yeah, I like to hook and I'll top roll here and there, like right handed and I'll top roll left handed. He's like, no, you're gonna top roll. And I was like, well, when one of the greatest of all time says you're gonna top roll, you're not gonna say no.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah,
okay.
You're not gonna argue with him.
Yeah,
he might block you.
Yeah, I was like, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool though that you're training with him, dude. That's awesome. And I have loved since I met you at Morocco's, like just seeing you progress, and
It means a lot
you
to
know
me.
what I mean, and seeing you in the gym working hard, and you're getting bigger and stronger, and you're beating dudes. Like it's just fun to see that progression of someone you know and you've met. That's a cool, like someone cool that you relate to.
I really, really appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me.
No problem. I appreciate you
that-
coming on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss this, dude. This is too good of an opportunity.
Oh, it's fun, dude.
I mean, I'm beating guys now I used to get floored by. Like when I got floored by a couple of guys in Oakland, I beat them now. I got floored by other people at practices. I've been beating them. It's work, man. It's not hopeless when you don't see yourself getting bigger. Size doesn't mean strength. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Not in arm wrestling. Strength doesn't equal size, but with size does not equal strength, but strength will let size manifest, I guess, is what I would say.
Yeah. Right.
Strength doesn't always come with size, but size always comes with strength.
Yeah.
I would say the stronger you get, you're going to get a little bit bigger. But if you're all show and no go with a baby wrist, then you're not going to be very good.
Well, and that's how I started out. Like anybody who top rolled was taking my wrist. Like it was fucking.
Like I was like freaking. I get challenged like once a week when I'm doing my arm wrestling stuff. And I'll have them like, oh, you want to arm wrestle? Like some big dude, some dude that's not even huge, just bigger than me. I'll come like, oh, let's arm wrestle. It's like wants to show up for their buddies or whatever. And I'll sit down, I'll just hold them. I'll get them to put their elbow on the pad. I'll just hold them, and I'll beat them, and I'll go do my workout and call it a day.
Is that where like guys in the gym?
Yeah.
Just, like see you and like they know you arm wrestle. They're like, come on, buddy.
Yeah, literally, because I'm on my training table. I'm doing all my exercises. Like that's where I do all my workouts at. That arm bicep or tricep is. Everything else arm wrestling is on that table.
That's cool. That's funny though, because like they probably look at you and think like, oh, you're lighter than them.
Yeah, and then I grab them and they're like, it's like,
oh man, I fucked up.
You can see the light going out in their eyes, and I was like, this must be how I looked when Tyler Moon grabbed a hold of me.
Even just having a little bit of arm wrestling knowledge against someone who has zero
puts you leagues ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes the difference between a guy who arm wrestles in the bar and a guy who actually
does it professionally. Yeah.
But
if I could have it my way, I would pull a challenge match every week, dude. I love challenge matches, man.
I get that.
Every 2 weeks.
I get that feeling that you do, because
I love it, man.
You always look so hyped up, dude, when you're doing this.
I like get hyped up because people like to get chatty and talk. I'm not gonna say who. People like to talk before the match, talk during the match. Like there's videos doing whatever. It's not gonna be that way this time. The people that I've beat before, and then 3-0'd. And
yeah, I love that. I love seeing you like pin someone and then lean over the table and just like scream in their face, dude. That shit's hilarious.
I know. It's like, why are you screaming? That's my thing. Like, why are you upset? Like, who hurt you? That's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no need to scream at somebody. Even I've done it before.
Yeah.
I've yelled before when I beat somebody because I thought they were doing something stupid.
Yeah. Well, if someone's talking trash, you kind of throw it in their face, like, "Ha,"
Yeah. Oh, dude.
What's up now?
Dude.
Yeah.
The most intense arm wrestling match I've ever been in was with Steve Demet, bro. We had
I saw that video, dude.
Dude, oh my god.
Was there a lot of trash talk leading up to that?
Oh, no, like after that or leading
Before.
up? So he had made a couple big posts and like that had sparked it up and we had gone back and forth. Then we got there and we pulled left-handed, beat him 3-2. Right-handed was 3-0.
Yeah. He didn't look too happy about it.
And I remember I beat him. I was like, "You're talking all that shit on Facebook. Pull, Steve, pull." And I told him to get the hell out of here, and I pinned him. The next match, I got pinned. He's like, "What the motherfucker?" I was like,
of course.
I was like, okay,
all right.
party started.
You just got to take it at that point.
You got it because when you get beat, you just take it. I'm just like, I did yell.
You got to be humble.
Yeah, always be humble. I was like, look, this is what I get. That's what I get. All right, let's go.
Dude, and arm wrestling is similar to like boxing. Like there's always like a puncher's chance. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like the person might just hit in a certain way or do something you didn't expect and just get you in their strong spot. And it can happen to anyone at any time. You never know.
It happens quick.
Like, look, Ed's going to be pissed that I brought this up, but Khalil flash pinning him in that very first match. But then Ed made some adjustments and was like,
Ed woke up.
Ed honestly underestimated him. He didn't think that was going to happen.
People underestimate Khalil on the fact that he is lost to the people he has challenge matched because they are infinitely bigger than him.
Yeah.
He challenged Aaron Hickson. He challenged Tim Lewis.
I know. Yeah.
I know it's admirable because he's like, he's going after people he knows that are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and then like he has his connective tissue in here is just ridiculous. He pulls like he's gonna break his arm, but it works for him. So more power to him.
I know he was at Morocco's second practice. He was going with Paul Lynn, dude, and he had like dislocated his finger, and so he's arm wrestling like this with a finger up, and he's going so hard, and Paul's like, dude, it's a practice. Relax. Like you don't have to. You're not gonna pin me. First of all,
he's like,
you don't have to go that hard. You know what I mean? And it looked like he was gonna break his own arm. Dude, he wanted to pin him so badly that Paul actually kind of stopped and was like, all right, like kind of like we're done, like
because he doesn't want him to hurt himself, right?
Yeah.
And I hope he never gets hurt. I hope Khalil never gets hurt.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes. And Khalil's pretty quick too. He's quick. I'm faster than he is. We both talked about it. I'm faster than he is. He has more muscle mass than I do. He has more functional strength than I do. In his arm, he can't go up top with me.
Yeah. But
he can cut me in, and that's usually how he beats me.
Yeah, he's good at like getting people in.
That's because he starts like, and then brings his shoulder in.
And it's just like
shoots it.
Yeah.
So you got to load back and
really
just
paying
break his
attention
hand
to
off.
how he was doing that. I was really paying attention to how he was doing that because he also pulled a little on the side tables after, so I was kind of watching him pull some people.
Yeah, he
and look like it's not a big movement for him to just go. Whoop.
No, it's not because
then he's already in his pocket. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're here and you go, your shoulder's already committed, and his shoulders are stupid flexible. He's just like Mr. Fantastic around it. Like I look square, but I'm making like my chest is concave. I'm just here and just off the go. All I'm doing is dropping this shoulder back, and it just shoots your hand forward. And that's what he does.
And he was just getting them right into his pocket, like with minimal movement.
Locks him up.
Yeah, but Ed definitely, I think, underestimated him in that first, because they've arm wrestled before, and Ed was like, I was beating him, so I didn't even think about it.
That's why practice doesn't matter.
Right.
Because then Khalil actually hits him, and it's just, whoa.
And then Ed woke up and was like, all right, I can't let him do that.
Yeah, Ed's cup is really good, man.
Yeah, it's from lifting, he's doing all those lifts, so his grip, he does a lot of grip stuff. He's been going to some grip tournaments. He does all the strongman stuff. So he's got a really good, strong grip and wrist, which is helpful from the get-go, I mean, he doesn't have that much time in either. He's only like right around the year mark too. So for him, I guess he's been doing well in tournaments and stuff like that, dude. But
strong, man.
Yeah.
He's found his move and he's been using it.
Right. He's like a guy, like I go to practice and I always think like he's probably at like that next level of strength that I need to reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he just has a lot of strength in his cup and being able to just contain people.
He sits right here. He hits into this right here and hangs out.
Yeah.
And just holds it.
And if he gets you in that, it's very difficult to get out of that.
Difficult, if not impossible, for
like I
If I get sunk in, if he sunk me into right here,
yeah,
I would have to break my own arm trying to get out of that.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just kind of whatever. I would try my best not to hook that man anywhere to begin with because why? But
yeah, I know that's my problem is I only hook, so
that's not a problem.
I try to No, it's not a problem for me because I have the weight behind it to sometimes get away with
a
stuff.
lot of heavyweights like to top rollers use their weight and sit back. If you can hold somebody and cup them in, you got it.
Yeah, I'm still figuring that out.
Everyone is, man. I'm still trying to figure out how I can pull.
Dude, even the top guys are still trying to figure it out.
Never
in their own way. In their own way. But dude, I appreciate you coming on and doing this because who knows what's gonna happen. Like you might get trolled because you did this.
Probably. And look, and that's what it is because they're not gonna challenge me. Whoever wants to they want to troll. Most people people who troll have nothing better to do with their lives.
Right.
There's a difference between joking trolling and then actually saying, hey, this person is shit, you're shit, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not the best arm wrestler. I'm trying to get there. I'm training to get there.
Yeah.
Trying to develop myself to that point. So that kind of stuff does not affect me.
Yeah.
Saying that I'm bad, and
yeah.
Okay.
Dude, no one's gonna challenge me because they don't want to risk losing to the worst arm
wrestlers in the world.
I don't have to worry about challenge matches or anything. I'm in a safe pocket right now, dude.
I want more challenge matches, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Me and Ed, more than likely going to be one coming up at some point. I'm not sure when with all this COVID shit. I'll have to get with him and we'll talk about it.
See, I had a feeling if you heard that he even mentioned that you'd be like, now we have to do this sometime.
No, I've talked to a couple of people about it because I've seen him around. All right, this is a guy I'm gonna need to shoot for. But if he mentioned it, I was like, okay, now we got to do it.
Yeah,
100%.
Like I said, he didn't bring it up in a negative way at all. He was
no.
He's
always been very good to me.
He looks at you as a threat, actually. The way he explains
it goes both ways. That dude's strong as shit.
Yeah, because he knows you're fast. So
and I know he's strong. So that's what we have to train for. He's either gonna try and be faster than me or try to catch me. I'd assume. Yeah. So we'll see.
I might just
maybe he can, maybe he can't.
I might supermatch Dave Shell. Battle of the Titans. Dude, if he gets you in his spot, lefty,
hit the double kings move, man.
He can just hold you there, dude.
Double kings move.
That stamina, dude. He's for an old guy, man. And I give him credit. He broke his arm, and he still
got right back into it.
Yeah, good for him, dude.
Crazy.
And he gets around to all these practices nonstop. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But
oh man.
Anyway, dude, it's funny because before we started recording, I was telling you how long some of these other see how easy it is to get off track and the shit gets out of hand.
No kidding, yeah.
You start talking arm wrestling, which is something obviously we all love, and it just goes on forever, and
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's crazy.
They keep getting longer and longer, dude. I'm like, how is this happening?
That's what she said.
Yeah. No one I know.
no one I know. I'm sure they've said it.
But I appreciate it, man, and I look forward to seeing how far you go and stuff. And I think you're going to be one to watch for sure.
I really appreciate that, man. It really means a lot to me.
Good, man. I'm glad, dude. I like seeing young guys just grow and succeed. You're at that good age where you're still young enough to where you have a long career ahead of you.
Trying to, man. Next few years, I want to be my 2-year goal is to be best puller in my state, whatever weight class I'm at.
Nice.
5-year goal. I want to be 5-year goal. I want to be a national level puller, and from there on, I need to aim for stuff like Zloty and world titles. But I know it's a long way off. I got to train really hard. But those are the goals I have. That's why I take it so seriously. Losing a challenge match here in the States doesn't mean shit in the long run.
Right. Yeah. You just got to get Ed out of your way.
And Ed's a big roadblock.
Dude, I'm going to keep poking both of you till this match happens.
He's an obstacle for sure. He's a very strong individual, and he's been nothing but good to me. You know, he doesn't strike me as the type. He didn't trash talk me. I don't think he would, and I wouldn't do it.
Not
either.
at all.
He's a good man.
Good dude.
He's a good guy.
He is a good dude. And everyone in arm wrestling is, you know, there's probably a handful of douchebags, but for the most part, everybody is so nice and welcoming and like a huge brotherhood, you know, family type. You know?
Yeah, and then sometimes people charge you for practices, and you're just like,
yeah, why don't you come to a Philly practice?
No, because I got better shit to do with $5.
Gotta turn this hat around.
Yes, yoink. No,
Steve
all the
won't
Philly
watch.
guys are good people. Like
Steve
Brian
watch
Kane.
this, dude.
The day I can beat Brian Kane,
that's a challenge match, dude.
The day that I can beat Brian Kane will be the day that I say, okay, dude, I'm pretty decent in arm wrestling. Because that man,
like,
when I
at
told
Morocco's, you told me that like he's like on your list of people you
I have a list. I have a legitimate list of people I need to beat at any certain period in time.
So when I went home, I told Brian this, and he felt honored. He's like, I'm on someone's list? Yes. And he was like, you know, I mean, he felt like that's great. And he's like, I would love to see him beat me.
He's so humble.
And then he was like,
but
it's not going to happen probably right now.
Yeah.
He threw that in
have you seen him? That dude's
a beast, dude.
Yo.
He's a beast. And now he's lean as shit because he's doing all that jogging. Dude,
he's giving me like diet help and stuff. Like he's a really good guy too, but he just made me feel so small at Winter Slam last year. And I was like, never again. You're at least gonna feel me next time we pull, because this is never happening again.
And he can transition from hook to top roll to hook back and forth like so well. Yeah. Like if he goes into a hook and it's not happening, he can go right into a top roll so easily.
It's
because
crazy.
He has the strength to like pull it off.
Even if he's only like 175 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm heavier than this dude right now. I'm just looking at him like
dude, that'd be fun to see.
Give me like a couple years and I'll give him a holler. Let's see what we can do.
Just go quick, dude. Just go quick.
It doesn't. No, he'll just brick it. Just go.
Yeah, I always try to pull with him too because he's good at teaching people stuff. You know?
Yeah. Well, all right, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah,
man.
Dude. Awesome. I had a good time, man.
Yeah, me too, man.
Thanks, and I'll have it posted soon.
All right, I appreciate you, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
You too, man.
Bye.
Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chicken and macaroni, chilling with my